Welcome back to Sport for Business. We're joined today by Donal Moriarty. He is the Chief Corporate Affairs Officer at Aer Lingus, and he's here to talk a bit about one of the key sponsorship announcements which we carried this week about the arrival of Aer Lingus onto the runway for Paralympics Ireland and Paris 2024. You're very welcome back to Sport for Business, Donal.
Thank you, Rob. Good to be here.
Tell me, it was exciting news that you're getting on board with the Paralympians in advance of Paris. Nice 2-year deal. What's the support going to look like in terms of how you're going to be able to contribute to their efforts to make Paris 24 a fabulous occasion?
Well, it's support that starts from now through the Games in Paris in 2024. And obviously it will involve Aer Lingus bringing the team to the Games in 2024. But it's much more than that. Clearly, the athletes have to prepare. And in order to prepare, they need to go to training camps. They need to go to other competitions. The first one being in Portugal this November. And that really aids their preparation. So the partnership is about not only bringing them to the Games themselves, but putting them in the best position to compete as effectively as they can at those Games by bringing them to training camps and bringing them to other competitions.
It's a great relationship which echoes the one that you've had in long term with Special Olympics Ireland. You know, completely different organisations, completely different, sectors of the community, but still reaching out of Aer Lingus to the organisations that might not necessarily attract the biggest headlines or in previous years. Whereas on the other side, you've still got a partnership with the Irish Rugby Football Union and with the Aer Lingus College Football Classic. But how important is it to actually extend the hand of friendship to those organisations that might not be on prime time as such?
Well, I think it's really important for us because I suppose we're very committed within Aer Lingus to promoting diversity and inclusion, and this is part of that effort. And just to be clear, it's the benefits of the relationship accrue to us as much as to Paralympics Ireland, because our team, our customer-facing staff, cabin crew, ground operations, pilots, and everyone in Aer Lingus really buys into that real engagement with people, and the spirit that the Paralympic Ireland team represents is something that I think is very aligned to the way we think in Aer Lingus.
That element of being part of the team seems to be really important, and obviously across the aviation sector, Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways, Turkish Airlines, all major sponsors. In a transactional business, does it deliver for you? Does sports sponsorship create enough of a bond with the people who are going to make them switch from one website to the next to actually fly with Aer Lingus as opposed to another?
Rob, I think it does if it's correctly targeted and if it fits. And it's quite clear, you'll notice that the things we align with fit with our brand, with how we want to portray ourselves and how we actually are. So I think it does work if the fit is correct, and we're very comfortable that the fit with Paralympics Ireland and indeed the other relationships we have in a sporting context, we're quite comfortable that fit is right.
The area of sport in terms of role models, in terms of ambassadors and people like that are coming out, open to Nicole Turner as part of this announcement as well. She's excited to be part of it. Is there a role for the individual athletes? Are they going to be part of the promotion, perhaps in the same way as some of the rugby players? Is there any chance that we might see Paralympians painted on the side of an aircraft?
I'm not sure about our painting schedule, but certainly the likes of Nicole, who you mentioned, Nicole Turner, powerlifting Paralympic Brittany Ardennes, Jason Smith, who we all know as a real gatherer of gold medals at events over many years. There will be a role for all of those athletes in promotion of the event, and that's not just for Aer Lingus's benefits. That's for Paralympic Ireland's benefit as well. So you've probably seen them a little bit over recent days, and we expect that to continue over the coming 2 years.
It's going to be a very big couple of years on that Paris route in particular. We've got the Rugby World Cup taking place there next up, and it'll be straight into the Olympics and the Paralympics. Is it important from the airline's point of view that these sporting events are taking place along your route network? Because the next World Cup is going to be in America, where you're very strong, and then we're back in Europe, Germany. So after a spell where the world of sport was kind of looking to the Far East and other areas, is it good to be back on home ground?
It's certainly helpful, but when you think about the nature of this relationship with Paralympics Ireland, it's not just to Paris. So we'll be bringing team members to various places, to training camps and to compete. So we have roughly 80 short-haul routes in between Euro cities, leisure routes around Europe. We've 16 transatlantic routes, as you mentioned earlier. So we've got quite an extensive and growing network. We recently announced commencement of services next year to Cleveland and recommencement of services to Hartford, Connecticut. So all of these points are important in terms of this type of relationship, because there's no doubt that athletes will need to go to training camps in various places around our route network.
I remember back in the day when Aer Lingus used to have relationships with the likes of Liverpool Football Club and would be chartering it to Champions League finals or European Cups as they were at the time. Yeah. Kind of already looking forward to the send-off now for Team Ireland heading out to the Paralympics as well. I guess that's going to be the culmination of 2 years, but the very best of luck with it. I hope it works, obviously from a sporting perspective, but also from a business perspective. And thanks very much for taking the time to be with us today, Donal Moriarty.
Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you.